Good Sunday afternoon, everyone, and we are here. It is Ole Talk here on the United Hour. Your boy Greg B, alongside the provocateur himself, Mr. Robert Wallace, and we are talking all things Manchester United, all things football related. At this point, all things transfer news related. Anyway, Rob, how's been your Sunday so far?
It has been good, man. It has been good. I had some nice lunch today.
Nice.
So yeah. I'm good, man.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Well, I think you've had a better. I think you had a better Sunday than most Manchester United fans. I mean, we were expecting some big news. We were expecting, hopefully, we hear something about the takeover being done within this weekend, and unfortunately, crickets.
No.
So,
I will say it again. I trust nothing until that ink is dry, until I see it post up between Fabrizio and the actual and our club. Until that is there, I believe nothing. As far as I'm concerned, the Glazers will be here until next year. As far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? Because I don't trust them. I don't trust these guys. I just don't.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I see what makes it worse is that you want to sell, right? Sell the club.
So they say.
But if your real interest was in the club, then you'd have sold the club since May and let all of us move on to our lives. But
that is true.
You're continuing. You're regarding it as a sort of, thing now. So I don't know. These people they're just vultures, man. You know what I mean? They're just vultures.
It's a madness. But yeah, I mean, we just have those situations going up. I mean, shout out to everybody who's tuned in as well too. And more or less, we're gonna have to start off with one of the things that have made the headlines as it relates. I mean, for all those who haven't been living under a rock, Manchester United have been in contact with Chelsea and shown interest in buying Mason Mount. Now, this saga started off like this. Chelsea wanted 80 million for him. United initially negotiated. They said they'll give them 40 million. Chelsea clearly didn't like that. They said, here, what, 70 million. We decided, you know what, no. We're going to go 50 million plus 5 million in add-ons. Chelsea said, no, 65 million. We said, nope.
Yeah.
And we were ready to walk away until Chelsea decided, you know what, we're willing to take 58 plus 7 million in add-ons.
Right.
Now, that's where it has stopped. So it just basically begs the question. United to walk away from the Mount deal. Personally, given what's been taking place, I want to say I have to give credit to John Murtough because he's showing me that, okay, you're not going to be strong-armed into making a deal.
No.
So you're telling yourself, this is the deal that we made, take it or leave it. Now, Manchester United have also been reported of saying that they've left that deal on the table. It's down to Chelsea to whether they accept it or not.
All right.
Robert, what do you make of the handling of the situation from Manchester United?
Well, on one hand, I like that they are not throwing the money at Chelsea because under the other guy, what's his name? Forgot his name. Yes.
Woodward.
You see how long ago that was? I know the man name.
I'm surprised I even still remember his name. I tried to just wipe him clean from my memory, but somehow.
He, right, would have go and pay the money for him. Right? He would have paid 80 plus 10, which would be 90. You understand? And then still give him 300 grand,
a week.
Yeah. So
that really does sound like a Woodward type deal.
So that
Jeffrey Griffith is in the comments. He's saying here that paying too much for someone who's in their last year of a contract, and to be honest, he's a bit average in my eyes. Jeffrey, your eyes are working just as good as everyone else's. Because let's be very honest. Mason Mount does not appeal to anybody's real interest or opinion in my book. And we're actually joined by somebody here. MUFC one it all. He's coming in here. We're gonna just share the stream here with him. What's going on, buddy? Oh, okay. Got a bit of a disconnection there. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm getting back to Jeffrey's initial comments. I mean, paying too much. I mean, they said, and now he's also saying that they want us to fund their purchase from Moises. Yeah, Moises Caicedo, which is exactly what's going on. They're looking at it in a way where they know that they have to sell players to avoid FFP, and they're going to use the money that they make from us plus the money that they made from the transfers in Saudi Arabia to get Moises Caicedo. When on the other hand, Manchester United, and we're going to get into this in a bit more detail, but Manchester United have also been rumored to want Moises Caicedo as well too. Now, like I was going to ask you, Robert, you were saying that you were okay, you were glad that we weren't making that kind of deal, right?
Right, yeah. But at the same time, I think again it just shows how people look at us, because if Chelsea was selling, I guarantee you, if they were selling Mount, let's say, City or to Bayern Munich, they would have easily took the 40 million and left. But because it's us, and they feel as though they could finesse us, they try, to get that little extra money. But as I said, I mean, I'm happy that we are sticking to our guns. To me, Mason is not worth 50. He's worth 40. It's his last year of his contract.
And that's probably as high as it should honestly go if we're being real. Yeah. Because, yes, okay, he's won a Champions League. Yes, he's won a couple of other trophies. But after that, he's pretty much tailed off.
Exactly.
The one highlight of his career mainly is that assist to Kai Havertz in the Champions League finals.
Right. And
it's only so long you can live off of that.
Exactly. And the truth is that we are buying him to rotate. If he's not coming in to start, he's coming to rotate.
He's basically a backup to Bruno.
Exactly. Or if a day you want to start him, Bruno and Casemiro, or I just have an option from off the bench. But again, he's not coming to start. He's not. And we all know that. So why are you paying so much money? Now, if it were me, I would pay, because I'm a nasty man, I would pay the 55 plus 7 and then go back and buy Moises for more money and say, screw you, Chelsea.
Oh my goodness.
No, just to go and show them, who really, in charge now. Because it is very obvious that they are using us, right, to finesse their other deals.
Correct. And that's basically the hard and fast of the whole situation when you look at it. And Jeffrey Griffith is here saying that getting a medal doesn't mean that you were influential in the team winning the title. No, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, Mason Mount is one of those players that people will want to. Chelsea fans themselves. I think we all remember the video that I played a couple of weeks back, where a Chelsea fan himself was saying that he's not that good as an attacking player.
Exactly.
So it goes to show you that even Chelsea fans don't necessarily rate him that highly.
No.
So where is it all of a sudden that they get the gall to say, hey, we want this much for this guy?
Exactly. It just shows that they don't.
It's kind of ironic too, because Robert, I'm not hearing you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Now I am.
Yeah. Right. It's just that they don't want him. They don't want him. So, but because Arsenal paid 65 for Kai Havertz, right? We too must be dumb.
Nope.
Let Arsenal be dumb by themselves. You understand?
And the funny thing is like Arsenal fans are now just waxing all this lyrical for Kai Havertz because they're saying that he's another player that could work with Gabriel Jesus. So like, I watched that. I'm like, I'm watching some of these accounts on Twitter. And I'm like, yo, with the same ones, that saying that Chelsea wasted money in buying Kai Havertz. Yeah. Don't come around and change the narrative now because you're buying the guy. Don't do that. Don't do that.
It is the track record, right? City throws their garbage by y'all, and y'all eat it. Chelsea has been throwing their garbage by Arsenal for years, and they keep eating it. You know what I mean?
Okay, why am I not hearing you, Robert? Hold on.
Yeah.
don't know if it's my connection or what. Just 1 second.
All right.
Technology is not letting us be great.
No, So, but to
Okay.
me, it's not right.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So when we look at it, it's become one of those situations where you have to recognize that Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, all this is just exploitation on Chelsea's part when we look at it, because they're just trying to see how much money they can make because they know that they're desperate to avoid FFP. That's what it all comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So in an ideal world, you're John Murtaugh or Richard Arnold, whoever else is in charge of the deal. I know you said you initially would walk away, but if there is a deal to be struck, how do you approach this?
I think if we are offering, it was 50 plus 5, correct? And they want
You're good.
And they want 56 plus 6.
Robert, I don't know why, but I'm not hearing you properly, like, at all.
No. All right, you hear me now?
Let's see if I can. Hold on. I got to switch this around. Like I said, technical difficulty is all part of what we try to do here. But yeah, let me see something. But yeah, well, continue, Robert. Continue.
Yeah.
I should make you a point.
So I think if we have to, the most I would say is 51 flat, and see what that is it. And if they say no, well then Mason will just have to come on a free next year.
All right.
But to me he's not worth the extra money.
That's the thing.
No, knowing how we are, if we are gonna walk away from Mason, right? You're gonna go after Caicedo. We have to understand he will cost money.
Yeah.
And we have to be prepared to pay the money. So we can't leave Mason and then go by Caicedo and say, well, we are gonna walk away. Because once we go that direction, there is no walking away. Because we already walked away from Kane. Which to me, I'm like, meh. Now, would I have liked to have seen Kane? Not really. But I understand why. Because that man will transform our team. He will come in and he will kick forward our team.
And the thing is, you can say with the difference between Harry Kane and Mason Mount. To Mason Mount's credit in this situation, at least he has the decency to say, hey, you know what? I'm not signing a new deal. You guys aren't giving me the money I want. I'm leaving.
Right, yes.
Exactly. Harry Kane, on the other hand, knows he has a year left on his contract, and he's just twiddling his thumbs like, okay, I'll wait for Levy to make a decision.
No.
Which both you and I will probably be in a retirement home before Harry Kane decides to make a decision.
Exactly.
We all know how that's going to go.
Exactly.
We're gonna segue now into our next topic here. Like I said, it's basically piggybacking off of the Mason Mount situation. Moises Caicedo looks like it's going to be on. Manchester United have had discussions with Brighton, and the evaluation is that Moises Caicedo will cost around £80 million. Now, that's a fair evaluation to me because, one, Moises Caicedo is younger.
Right.
Two, he has a 3-year contract. So within that span of time, I can understand why they would have such a high evaluation on him. And he's been pivotal to the season that they've had this going. They made an FA Cup semi-final run. They've finished in their highest position ever since they've been in the Premier League. So to me, it's a practical decision, and it's also one where I can understand why they would be looking at such a high cost for him. How do you view Moises Caicedo, Robert?
Well, I rate him because he was a very big part of Brighton's success. And the fact that so many teams are in for him. You understand? Chelsea's in for him. Man City maybe was kind of around him. Liverpool at some time was in there for him. I mean, there are teams in there for him. So why not us? I mean,
True.
So if we could get this thing done, now again, I say, if we are gonna walk away, because to me, we should be the big team and get Mount and buy Moises in the same window. That's but
I
I
mean,
know
it's not a
we
we're
won't
not
do that.
living in a perfect world,
Yeah,
Robert.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
this,
So I know we're not doing that.
as much as we like to be able to do those deals, we also
Mm,
have to take into consideration the kind of money that's being put out for us to be able to do those deals too.
yeah. So
Because
I know.
as you can see, as we've been all noticed that we've been very hamstrung in the way that this window has been running. So
Mhm.
it's just an unfortunate scenario that this is what we're dealing with right now.
Exactly.
But I mean, Moises Caicedo would be a perfect acquisition in my book because he also gives us depth in an area that we've been longing for. We saw the situation that took place when Casemiro was suspended,
Mhm, 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 mhm.
so we understand. Another player similar to Casemiro, another player that able to progress the ball as well too, another player that is not afraid to go in and tackle, and a much
Mhm,
younger version of what Casemiro can bring to this team can do wonders for us
mhm,
because
mhm.
it's something that we've been missing. Our midfield is basically a spine
Yeah.
that everyone knows that connects the defense and the attack. If your
Mhm,
spine is weak, your
mhm.
defense is going to have problems. Your attack is going to have problems.
Exactly.
Yeah. So players
Exactly.
like Moises Caicedo are pivotal to
Mhm,
something like that. Just like how a player like Casemiro would be pivotal to the way that we progress the ball.
mhm.
So physicality is one thing, but he's also very technically good and he can also play a number of positions. He can play left back as well too. He has done it for Brighton.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is a smart move, and I can understand why Chelsea would go for him because they need to replace N'Golo Kante, who's on his
Exactly.
way to Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
So I say,
Mhm.
I say basically just hijack that whole deal and be like, all right, you can keep Mount, lose him for a
Yeah.
free.
Mhm.
We'll take your number one target and we'll just make our way.
Exactly. And
Simple as that.
to me, that makes sense. But again, if we are going to walk away from Mount, we have to get Caicedo over the line. It
Mm,
has to happen. So it can't be we are leaving Mount and then going by him and then all of a sudden, we want to haggle over $10 million. I mean, we have to understand. If
true.
Brighton wants 80, we should come in there with 80 and say, here's our money. And let Brighton say, well, no. You know, we are, we gotta be bold faced and and continue this, right? If we are letting go of players like Scott and so on,
Mm,
which even though Scott may not necessarily fit into Ten Hag's plan, Scott still is a body. If he
mm,
leaves, we have to replace him. You know what I mean? So, and to me, Caicedo will be an upgrade on Scott, Donny, even Fred. You know what I mean?
mm.
He isn't, and that is what you need. We need players who are upgrades on what we have.
And that's just it.
So
I mean, no team is just won by a bare 11 that's on the field. You have to have
no.
other players that can be reinforcements into the team as well too.
Mm,
So I mean, as we're on the topic of, as you mentioned, Scott McTominay, I mean, people are saying that, Newcastle might be interested in him, and then there's also the rumors of Fred might be a target for Fulham.
mm-hmm.
Personally, I think if we're going to sell one of them, let me ask you, who, if you had to pick between Scott and Fred, who would you prefer to sell?
Scott, yeah, I'll say Scott because I think Fred fits more in the Ten Hag plan than Scott.
Mm,
I think I'm not saying that Scott is not a decent player, but the way how Ten Hag wants to play,
mm,
and we have seen it numerous times. Fred will come off the bench and will make an immediate impact. You know what I
correct.
mean? Even when Fred starts, you understand why he starts. Whereas with
Mm,
Scott, when he's there, you don't even miss him. It's
yep.
like, oh, he's playing okay, cool. I mean, you don't even notice that he's there.
I
You
mean, to be
understand?
fair, he has made an impact in a lot of different games too. Because I mean, if
Mm,
you remember the first game against Arsenal, the game against Liverpool at Old Trafford,
yeah,
he was a standout player in those games. I guess as the season progressed, you saw that
exactly.
he was. it was showing his
Right.
weaknesses.
It showed who, like, later on in the season, especially coming down to the end, the players who Ten Hag were gonna pick to move forward. You saw the guys who were stepping up, and you saw the guys who were being left behind. And the guys who are being left behind are the ones who he knows he cannot move forward with. So
Good
you know,
afternoon to Courtney Andrews and Jeffrey Griffith again. Jeffrey saying that we have a UCL that could persuade Moses. I mean, that is a big deal when you think about it. Caicedo, I'm sure he would love to have Champions League football. So
mhm.
it would be a good move to get him. Courtney is also adding here that he says that Scott was injured coming down to the end. That is true. That is
Yeah.
actually
No,
true.
no, no, yeah, that is true.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it's a kind of situation. I mean, Courtney, I'm gonna throw that same question to you and Jeffrey and whoever else is in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's get this show a few more likes and a few more views as well too. Shout out to the United Corner who are also viewing from multiple parts of the world. I mean, this is a group that I got into the other day. I have fans in Canada, I have fans in Cameroon, I have fans in Kenya, I have fans in Guyana. So
Mhm.
shout out to Alice, shout out to Treb, shout out to Haroon. Those are a couple of the members of the group as well too. So
Mhm.
they also are avid listeners as well too. So our base is growing internationally. So we have a few
Yeah.
very fair views as well too. So it's all international stuff. It's all Manchester United related stuff. So once you guys are United fans, your family. That's how we look at it.
Of
So
course.
I'm gonna throw the question to everybody else listening. If you had to choose between Scott and Fred, who would you prefer to sell or let go? Leave your comments for us as well too. And like I said, like, share, subscribe. But Moises Caicedo, getting back to him, this is someone who also went to the World Cup and was also a standout player in an Ecuador team that
Mhm.
was that although they didn't light the world of fire, they showed that they had some fights. A lot of the players that they had in that team were a bit over the hill, especially on Enner Valencia
Yeah.
is one of those players who, I mean, he's like 35, so
Mhm.
it was going to be tough for him. I mean, at least the man left with some goals to his name.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you
But
have to give him some credit for that.
yeah, but I mean, I'll say I would say it's simply based on the fact that how Eric used them, or how little he did use them.
Mm.
I mean, you could see between the two of them, Fred was the one who was a more who was more fitting within the program than
Correct.
Scott. You know.
Well, Courtney seems to think otherwise because he's saying here, I love both players, and I would prefer neither of them leave. But if I had to choose one, it would have to be the pasta.
Mm.
Hmm. Interesting.
All right.
Interesting. Jeffrey, on the other hand, is saying to sell Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Why he says so is good. Well, apparently Courtney is saying Scott is more versatile.
Mm-hmm.
I
No, yeah.
mean, versatility is one thing, but what Fred gives you as regards energy and what he also is able to do when he's a disruptor with the ball as well too, and he's also chipped in with a few goals
Mm-hmm.
because he's chipped in with some very important goals. The goal against Barcelona,
Yeah.
it goes in the FA Cup final as well too, in the
Mm-hmm.
FA Cup semis as well too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like they both don't have their attributes. It's just which one
Mm-hmm.
outweighs the other. Good
Yeah.
afternoon to Martin Phillip.
You
Always an
know,
ever present.
you
Always an ever
know
present.
what's so funny?
Mm.
2 years ago, right? If you
Hmm.
ask me who to sell, Team Scott and Fred, I would say, dog, take two of them on a free. You understand? Now all of a sudden, things change. All of a sudden we say, no, yeah, well, Fred, he could work. And, it's we came a long way from the days of Scott and Fred. You know what I mean? We came a
I
long,
mean, I think
a
what
long
it
way.
was is that a lot of people were very traumatized by the whole McFred
Yeah,
combination
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because when you think about it, remember we had to deal with that for a whole season because Paul Pogba was injured and
Mm-hmm.
we didn't really have any other decent replacements to start up front because
Yeah,
apart from that we had like Andres Pereira,
yeah,
yeah, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
somehow Ollie managed to get through that season, 2/3 of that season, with them, with Dan James, with
Yeah,
Matic.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
just goes to show. It just goes to show that for all the bad talk with this bad talk, all you got is so scared for it coming down to the end of that season.
Mm-hmm.
When he was in full flow, Man was working some miracles, mind you.
No, yeah. No, he was, he was, he was.
If we being very very honest, if we being very honest, I mean, to go through that, to beat the likes of City, to beat
Mm-hmm,
Chelsea,
mm-hmm,
yeah, to give Spurs a run for their money,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
yeah, to go toe to toe with City and do a double over them,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to take out a Liverpool side that just came off the back of a Champions League win.
Yeah.
I
And
would,
the,
I mean, yeah, good.
yeah, and these are things that Ten Hag hasn't done as yet,
Hmm.
you know. So there's that, but
The
but
only thing that Ten Hag has overall, he got us to say right now is he has a trophy. So,
yeah, 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 yeah.
but
But
I mean to be fair, he has been able to kind of get the best out of us at home because we're a lot tougher to beat at home than we were. I mean,
yeah.
mind you, the start of the season, I mean, the Brighton game
Mhm.
was a headache.
No, but
The Brentford loss was a headache.
you see, I would say this, right?
Hmm.
Looking back on it now, they say
Yeah,
hindsight is,
2020.
but
Yeah.
looking back at it now, if we did not, if we had beaten Brighton and beaten Brentford, right? It didn't matter if it
Hmm.
was 1-0, 2-0, whatever, and we had gone into that break, right? Into that period, well, we win a couple, draw a couple games.
All right,
We were
right.
never gonna buy Casemiro. We were never gonna buy Anthony. Things would have never really changed. We'd have still been here with the same squad. You understand? Doing the same thing. I love Ronaldo, and I
Hmm.
do. Everyone knows that. But he'd have still
Hmm.
been here, right? Being a pain. He'd have still been here. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
And our squad would not have been where they are right now. I don't think we would have won that Carabao Cup.
Now,
Because
Martin
yeah.
Phillip is asking this question. He says, "So, gentlemen, who is the better manager between
Well,
Ole and Ten Hag?"
obvious. You can't really compare the two. To me,
Uh,
you gotta say you have to say Eric because I mean the man still led us to a trophy.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We still have a trophy, unlike Real Man, we have a trophy. You know,
Hmm.
no matter how big or how small, it's a trophy. And I mean the and now what I would say is this.
Okay.
I think the way how Ten Hag handles things a lot like Ferguson, but just without the cussing and the bus face. You
He's
know what
probably
I mean?
costing them in Dutch for all we know, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But at least we ain't seen nobody. Even though I did see a picture of Ericsson with a black eye, so I don't know if Ten Hag hit the man, a right hand in the face.
Yeah, yeah, but didn't he get that on international duty though?
And you don't know. You don't know. For Eric, cover guy in the face and
And
say,
I mean, I think that black guy was this season.
I don't know. I don't know. No, I saw the picture recently.
You saw a picture
So
recently.
yeah, that was recent.
I think that was international duty. I think he got that on international duty though.
Okay, well, I
Yeah,
mean,
I think is with United. I mean,
I mean,
who you getting in that bus up with, boy?
I don't know. I
I mean,
know. I mean, if it came out and Eric hit him on the right hand, I would say, boy, Eric, cause he's a boss. I say it's about time.
but
I would
for
say
me,
that.
Christian Eriksen should be the last person getting into any fight with anybody. You know your heart is good. You going to
Yeah,
pick fight with
no,
people. Come now, man. Come
no,
now, man.
yeah, no heart for that though.
Calm,
He don't
calm
have
down.
a heart for that. He don't have the heart for that no more. Chill out.
Hey,
You know.
Robert Wallace, you're going to get us cancelled. You are going to get us cancelled. My
Oh,
God,
boy.
my God. But yes, I mean, so I mean, let me answer Martin Phil's question like this. In my mind is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had his good traits. He was a good man manager. He knew how to talk to players and get the best out of them at times, especially when he knew they were on board with what he wanted. It just didn't always translate to the results that we were looking for.
Mhm.
Because when you look at it, we got some amazing results under him.
Yeah.
But just to get us over that line, it was a struggle. Because excuse me, he had a team that beat Southampton 9-0.
Hmm.
9-0. When you look at that, what are the good things about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? He had one of the records where we had some very high scoring games.
Hmm.
Because you look at that, there's that game, like I just mentioned, the Southampton game. Beaten RB Leipzig 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
There was some other matches. His first match against Cardiff, where we beat them five
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
That
mm-hmm.
Rashford scoring that free kick in that game.
Yeah,
I mean, and he was always somehow able to get an amazing result out of these players because everybody was ready to just throw away half of this team around that season, especially after Jose left.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it tells me that he had an idea what he wanted to do, but Ten Hag on the other hand is a bit more tactically astute,
Yeah.
and that's where he beats him
Mm-hmm.
because he knows how to adjust his game. Even in the middle of a game when it looks like the game might be lost,
Yeah, he will.
somehow he will find a way to pull it back. If he can't get a win, he will somehow scrape a point out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that is one of those things that has been missing in a Manchester United team for years.
Yeah.
We've seen
Yeah.
it this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, plenty. Enough times.
Yeah.
So I think it's also is a thing too, like I think because we were young and we used to watch Ferguson and we used to beat teams, we used to come back from teams. But I guess we didn't understand the intricacies now of the change that led us to win these games.
Right.
So now us seeing Ollie as a coach, you expect Ollie to do the same thing. And I think what Ollie didn't have was that he didn't have that, I guess, that fear. I think Ollie was very, very friendly with everybody. He tried to
Yeah,
get
he
everyone's friend.
was. He really
Whereas
was.
with Eric, if we don't come up, you can be on the bench because the man dropped Rashford right on the
Hmm.
bench. So he's not afraid to bench players. He's not.
Yeah.
Ollie would
Yeah.
have never benched Ronaldo ever. He'd have played
True.
Ronaldo every single game, every single game, every single game. But Ten Hag did it.
And
You
and,
know what
and
I mean?
that's and that's the one thing that about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As much of a nice guy he tried to be, it
Mhm.
ended up being to his own detriment because
Yeah.
the same attitude that you took with these players because you wanted to get on everybody's good side, because you wanted to do this, because you wanted to do that. You also had to deal with individuals who had higher demands, especially when you have someone with a reputation of the likes of a Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have to expect that he's going to want certain things promised to him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then
Mm-hmm.
that whole back and forth where he wanted the captaincy
Yeah.
and then he wanted Maguire dropped. I mean, after a while, people were saying like, what, yes, it's time. Really, we just need to do that. But it all came to a head. But then you have new management coming in.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in and stamps his foot down and says, "Hey, okay, I want this, I want that. You not doing this for me, so you not going and play."
Right. And that was it.
And then that same individual turns around and say, "Hey, I don't like this guy enough." And
Mm-hmm.
because he knew, and because the board don't bend to your way because you're Cristiano Ronaldo,
Right.
you storming off a field, you storming off a
Mm-hmm.
football field, you go
Yeah.
in and do an interview with people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always going to say this that I don't hate Cristiano Ronaldo. I just hate what he did and what it degraded down to.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll always be my biggest issue with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a great player in my eyes, but it just wasn't working, especially the way that Ten Hag wanted to play.
No. No. As I said,
So
like Ollie would have tried to, to
accommodate.
bend, to everybody, but you can't please everybody. It's
Nope.
impossible. It's impossible.
Football
And
is a football is a funny game like that. That
yeah,
everybody, no, not everybody's gonna get the same chances as the other
yeah,
person.
no, and I
So
think
you have to either understand that, or if you can't deal with it, you gotta move on.
and then a lot of it too was vibes. I think we had
Mm,
we had a lot of vibes. Like he would put the team out, and I don't think it was really him that used to win. That I used to win games. I think the team, if the team was playing today, it's vibes. It's a 5-0. It's a licks. But if the
true.
team off, my Lord have
Yeah,
mercy. Lord have
yeah.
mercy. It was us death
It,
and
it was chaos.
yeah, yeah. And then he himself couldn't,
Manage
change
it.
things exactly. Whereas I have seen games where we are playing real horrible and Ten Hag will come and change things. It may not
Correct.
always work, but you see him thinking, you see him doing things to get something out of the game. You know what I mean? And then you will see that the players themselves would like even like halftime in certain games, these men going inside to get cussed out.
Correct.
You would see it on the face. You would see it on the face. You know what I mean? And these kind of things, So, and then the fact that you had to have Bruno begging the crowd, don't boo Ollie, boo us. It's like,
Mm.
yes, we get it, cool. But at the same time, Ollie is the manager. So at the end
Yep.
of the day, you have to take
There
your
is still a
part.
measure of accountability to be taken in that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean? So you can't come and tell we don't boo Ollie. No. We'll boo you and we'll boo him too because he's the manager. Because remember, at the end of the day, the buck stops with him because
correct.
he got fired, and then we brought in Ralph, and then Ralph got fired, and now we here with Eric. The players only, the manager leaves.
Mhm.
You understand?
I
So
mean, the players do leave eventually, but I
yeah,
mean, it's
mm,
easier it's easier to replace a manager faster than you can replace some players.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I must say, like I am glad that we went through those two first games of pain and suffering to get where we are. So and
I
I'm
mean,
hoping,
if you had told people after they started after those two games, that when we were sitting like dead last in the table, that
yeah.
we were gonna finish third, that we were gonna finish with silverware, we are gonna make the FA Cup final,
Hmm.
a lot of us would be like, yeah, right.
What? I'm like, doggy, you need to take that green kit, right, and sniff
Mm.
it. That's what you need to go through. That no 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 not me, not me,
Oh man.
not me. 'Cause I
So switch.
know, that time I was on the rail. I was depressed. I was sad. You
Yeah,
know.
you had more lines than you. Anyhow, let me not go there. Let me not go there. Let me not go there.
Only on Sunday we can
Hey,
discuss
hey, hey,
football
hey.
and drug use in the same
Boy.
in the same sentence.
Hey. Good afternoon to Dixie and Banga. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. So we're going to be switching gears for a little bit. Going to be switching a little bit here, and we're going to be talking about another team that we love to make fun of, Robert.
Mhm,
So this
mhm.
is the time where you have your fun.
Rice and peas, baby, rice and peas, rice
Yes.
and
So
peas.
this has been one of the stories that has been grabbing the headlines for this weekend. Declan Rice, West
Mhm.
Ham captain and recent Europa Conference League winner.
Yeah.
He is the subject of a bit of a war between Manchester City and Arsenal. Now, Manchester City will probably feel like they should have the run on this because they won a treble.
Hmm.
Yeah, I get sick thinking about
Yes.
even
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. Just do like me. Do like me.
But yeah, I
Mhm.
also, in fact, I have some white in the cabinet there. I'll go and deal with that just now. No?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, thinking about that, just, I had to put something in your system. Whoo! Anyway, anyway. Chat that out. Chat that
Yeah.
out. But yes, so right now he is basically preferring Arsenal over
Hmm.
Manchester City.
Hmm.
Now, from a football analyst perspective, you can understand that move because
Yeah.
Arsenal are looking to replace players. Thomas Partey looks like he's on his way out. Granit
Hmm.
Xhaka is leaving, so
Hmm.
they're going to be bare in some positions in the midfield. Declan
Yeah.
Rice is a player that will be basically between a six and a eight,
Hmm.
and as people say, he's a leader. So he will be able to kind of help galvanize that midfield in the back there.
Hmm.
So Robert, I know at one point we were looking like we would have been interested in doing a deal with West Ham for him. We were apparently rumored to either offer about what 60 million plus
Yeah.
Harry Maguire and Anthony Elanga for his services.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
West Ham apparently said that they rejected the deal. They just take the 60 million.
And sad, yes,
Right?
sad.
Right?
It's sad. It's
I
sad.
mean, let's face it. We're basically looking like pretty much outside entities. We're practically a third wheel in this situation. So I don't
Mhm.
even see any chance of us doing any kind of deal with West Ham to get Declan Rice in any form or fashion.
No, 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 no.
But how
No.
big of a move is this if Arsenal actually managed to pull this off?
Um. Well, it'll be a big move. I mean, for them. Because I mean, the money that they will pay is huge for Arsenal. You know what I mean? It's a huge move. It's like $100 million. You know what I mean? It's a huge move, huge for Arsenal. Now, where I could see things going bad is if they only buy Rice, and because we all know Kai Havertz, right? Can't save Arsenal. We all, we, we all know that. And I don't know
Yeah,
why these men feel as though Kai is something. He ain't not, you know?
again, it's the whole vibe of the Champions League where because he scored that winner against City in
Right.
2021. Like I said, living off of that, there's only so much credit you can get with that, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
Courtney is in the comments here. He's saying that the man is looking at playing time, plain and simple.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's the only practical thing we can look at because if he goes to Manchester City, yes, Gundogan's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Who else might be leaving as well too? I think Bernardo Silva might be on his way out as well too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it's a situation where he still has to fight with competition with Calvin
Yeah,
Phillips
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and other midfielders that may be coming into the fray as well too. Even John Stones might be played as a CDM at
Yeah.
one point. So that's
Mm-hmm.
to say how mad it might be for them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, good afternoon to Daniel Sams. CM, he's saying that Glazers have no respect for the fans. I don't think we can even challenge Man City next season. It's one of those. JP 87 TM is saying good evening. Hey, thank you for tuning in, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, like I said, if you're tuning in, just feel free to just come, just like share your thoughts. You don't have to stay for the whole show. The link should be in the description. So if you want us to drop it, please message and we'll drop it for you. If not, yes, you can feel free to just leave your comments and also like, share, subscribe to the channel as well too.
Of
We'll be
course.
having more content as we're going on during the week. But yeah, getting back to Declan Rice. Robert, where do you see Arsenal even like positioning themselves as regards um, finish if with this season if they get their planned transfers to go off because they're already
Um,
looking at finalizing Havertz.
mhm,
They're pushing for Rice and Rice seems to be leaning in their direction. Where do you see
mhm.
Arsenal actually finishing?
I I honestly believe that Arsenal will drop off. I honestly because simply because they had this season this year, all right, and now Arsenal are no longer a project. They have reached, right? They challenged Man City for the title. They were 8 points clear. It was all in their hands, and then they just threw it away, right? So which
Hey,
means that that team could win the league. So
hmm,
it is no longer a project you have reached. So now the expectation now is that this season coming up, you have to win the league.
true.
And we all know what happens when Arsenal has expectations. Their bumsy goes, oops, and it all falls down. We all know that, dog. We all know. We all know. We all know. So I, I no, I don't expect Arsenal to drop out of the top four. I think they will still come within the four.
Right.
My yeah, but to see them challenging for the league, no, even with Rice, because remember, right? They be losing Granit Xhaka, who is apparently the best thing ever. Even though last season, right, they were
Mhm.
costing him out. Thomas Partey is leaving, even though apparently Thomas Partey was the greatest CDM in the whole of the league.
Hmm.
But yet he's leaving. So if Partey is so great, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving?
Just imagine. I mean, this is a guy who came to them when they didn't have Champions League football.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Champions League football, and now they're getting rid of him.
Yeah. Because again, you're not making sense. You're not making
Bessie had stayed at Atletico, buddy.
exactly. You're not making sense. You're not making
Bessie had
sense.
stayed at Atletico because it's like you just gone there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you're going over the best thing for the club. She promised you all them things. She promised
Mm-hmm.
you she gotta do every trick she know in the book.
Yes.
She tell you she gonna rewrite the Kama Sutra when they're done. You
Yeah.
realize the girl when you see that you go home, the girl fall asleep on the bed at the left with your head in your hands.
Exactly. In every way.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.
Hey. That was good. 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 I
telling
like
you.
the
I'm
I like
telling
that
you.
man. Yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
you. I'm
yeah,
telling
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, oh gosh,
So
man.
JP is saying here that Arsenal fans are printing T-shirts on the league table at Christmas at time. If they get Rice, they'll
Mhm.
be printing what's the top table for the first game.
Yes.
You know, that would probably be the most Arsenal thing to do.
No. You know what Arsenal will do? Remember when Partey came, right? And they
Uh-huh.
made a whole song for him, a whole video. I'm about to
Oh
dancing.
yeah, yeah,
Remember?
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Remember?
my God.
Remember?
Robbie looked like he was dragging his leg in that video.
Exactly. Remember in Ketty on Fire? Remember they
Oh
did this
my,
song in Ketty on Fire?
yes, yes. Your defense is in
These
trouble and get
men
tears in the room. Yeah,
will
it's
make a
like
song about Rice. And do you know what will happen to Rice? In the first
Rice will
game,
probably,
he will twist his
yo,
ankle. Boop.
oh,
I'm telling you, he will twist his ankle, and that'll be it.
oh my
That'll
goodness.
be it.
Kimati Mawara, I hope I'm pronouncing that name. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. They're saying, I think they're selling parts to get profit for Rice, though. I mean, it is something that they would probably need to do, especially with the kind of money that West Ham are calling for Declan Rice. Because recent reports have come in now that because of the competition from Manchester City, Arsenal are about to spend, wait for it, Robert,
Mhm.
£150 million to secure Declan Rice.
Wow. Wow.
Arsenal,
Arsenal, yeah. Wow.
Arsenal, the
Yeah.
team that used to be petty pinching, offered
Mhm.
Luis Suarez 40 million plus £1,
Yes.
are about to spend 150 million on one player.
Yeah. I can't.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I can't see it. I can't. It,
That makes the two of us. How?
I can't see it. I can't.
How?
I can't see
How?
it.
Martin Phillip is saying here that Arsenal need all the help they can get. Arsenal new transfers still have to fully understand the philosophy of the manager. Now that takes time. So let us see how great a manager he really is. Mm-hmm. Oh, JP is saying that how they don't want Partey anymore because Rashid not back at the Emirates. Oh my god. Oh my god. He also says, nah, the music video, Lord have mercy, Robbie was in quicksand. That's
Yeah.
exactly how it looked. That's exactly how it looked. It's like the guy looked like a cargo ship trying to turn. My God. My
Ooh, I
God.
am telling you.
And you know what? And what makes it hard for me, because it's like I really like that song when it came out.
Yeah.
That song, for those of you who don't know, shout out to Donale, who's the artist. He lives in the UK. The original song was Party Hard. He did a remix with Problem Child years ago as well too.
Yeah.
That
But
was
now,
that was one of my favorite songs, and now these gooners have gone and tainted it with the stupidity.
yep.
Ah, man.
Yeah, but
Ah.
again, if Party, right, is the
Mhm.
greatest CDM in the league, why are you going to sell him?
That's a good question.
Which
And and,
means,
and and for me, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but let me just
no,
make
no,
let
go
me just
ahead.
make this point. Let me just make this point. I mean, yes, these guys have done well to accomplish what they did last season,
Mhm.
but now, like you said, they have set a precedent for themselves
Yep.
because they now have to make sure and not just repeat what they've done. They
Mhm.
also have to see if they can go one step further
Exactly.
because now they're trying to tell themselves that they're going to challenge City next season. Liverpool have been saying that they are the rivalry with Man City for God
Mhm.
knows how long,
Mhm.
and they've only won the Premier League once.
Once. Yep.
So
That's
what does
correct.
that tell you? What does that tell you? This is the closest Arsenal have come to challenging for a league title,
Right. Since, yeah.
and they still
Mhm.
are not able to get over that line. They
No.
still have issues with defending their team properly because you went on a streak where you drop points against Brighton, you drop points against Southampton, you drop points against West Ham.
Yeah. Mhm.
You literally, basically, you just saw Man City coming, and you know you did this. You stepped to the side and said, "Hey, go
Yeah.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead,
Mhm.
go ahead, go ahead."
And that's what I'm saying. So not
Good,
that, yeah, go
good
ahead.
news saying here in the comments, he's saying that song was not official. You realize that song don't play it. Problem end up in some problems with that song. Problem just like to say he is a problem, but he didn't tell me he was in problems. Wow. Wow.
Oy,
Okay,
oy,
what
oy.
what is Kimathi is saying here? We got Maguire after he won the Premier League with Leicester, but our price, but at our price face purple cry. Oh wow, damn. Wow.
I
Let me
like him
tell you.
already. You know
Let me
why?
tell you. Let me tell
You
you
like
something. I
Maguire.
mean,
Yeah,
well,
I like him
apparently
already.
that's the general consensus.
Yeah.
Two things you can't do in this place, like Harry Maguire, and talk about a certain number 11. But yeah, I
No.
won't say his name for the sake of
No.
not of
No.
offending anyone here, because
He
like I
who
said,
shall not be named.
yes, 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 yes. So
Oy, oy,
anyway,
oy.
we're moving along here. I mean, we've covered this. We've covered Caicedo, and uh, this one I think you're going to have a field day with, Robert.
Mhm.
A
Mhm.
glimmer of hope for Harry Kane. We were just discussing this off here a little bit, but it still seems that Manchester United may be holding out for some hope that they can cut a deal with Tottenham to get Harry Kane. Now,
Mhm.
if many of us remember, Daniel Levy has already said
Yes.
that he is willing to do deals with teams outside of the Premier League, and he will give them a price of 100 million.
Yes.
Any team within the Premier League, they have to pay 125 to
Mhm.
150 million
Yeah.
to get Harry Kane, who is on a 1 year contract, who has 1 year left on his
Yes.
contract, I should
Mhm.
say.
Mhm. Mhm.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Robert, how big of a dunce is Daniel Levy?
Now, is he a dunce or are we dumb and he just on a different level and we can't see it? I don't know.
I,
Because I realized since COVID, the world has
hmm,
gone back, right? People who said 1 plus 1 equals 2 now saying 1 plus 1 equals 5. I'm
mhm.
confused. I realized that my brain was left back in 2021 and I don't know what's going on, right? Because how could you how could you have a player you can get, for a fact he's leaving
Hmm.
on a free next year, but you insist that you must get money for him. You have a team that is willing to pay the money, but you insist you must get more, and he's gonna
And
walk
then,
away on a free.
and you see, here's the thing: it's like when you look at the situation in its entirety. Last season, Harry
Mhm.
Kane had an opportunity to go to Man City.
Yeah,
They said no.
no,
Now you're trying to strong arm other clubs to
hmm,
pay 125 to 150 for a man
yeah,
who has 1 year left on his contract,
right,
when they know that they can easily just wait for him to leave on a free.
exactly,
When
exactly,
that year comes around, Kane signed that contract, and he
right.
knows he's not playing in the Champions League or any European football for that matter.
Hmm.
Levy's gonna probably sound like this. He's probably gonna be doing that. He's probably gonna be screaming because he realizes how dumb he could be looking if if no teams decide, you know what, I'm not going to go for Kane. I'm gonna wait till his
No,
contract expires.
exactly, and then you get no money.
Correct.
You get no
And you
money,
you end you end up looking stupid. And then when
and
that
then
happens,
mhm.
Son might leave.
Yeah,
Kulusevski might leave.
yes,
Bentancur might leave.
hmm, hmm.
The only person you might probably be able to hang on to is probably Eric Dyer because nobody wants him.
No, 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 no.
Huh?
He's horrible. But it don't make sense. It don't make sense. My thing is, you are going to lose him. So prepare for life without him.
Yeah,
Just rip off the bandage and say, okay, Kane, you had to go, fine, no problem, go.
yeah.
But I understand from a PR standpoint that
Mm-hmm.
Spurs are Hurricane, and Hurricane are Spurs. It's kind of similar to what Barcelona was with Messi.
Hmm.
But guess what, right? Messi left, though. He left.
Yep. Yep.
He left Barca. Right now,
Granted the circumstances were different, but at the same
yes,
time,
yeah,
ultimately that had to happen.
mm-hmm.
It
You
was it was
understand?
either that it was either that or Barcelona were gonna have a hard time registering other players.
Exactly. So they said, okay, they rip it off,
Yeah.
and who was feeling the pain for the first couple of months? Today, those same fans are like, well, I see it was cool. They don't even miss him anymore. They don't. You
To
know,
be fair, I know I know a few Barcelona fans that were just holding out for the hope that you would have come back before the season started,
nah, they're dumb.
and
They're
I'm
all
just
dumb.
like, I just watching them like,
They're all
bro,
dumb.
Ole really
You know,
serious?
those are the kind of men who will see the wife with the next man, right, and get divorced, and then the wife will come back and say, "Honey, let me come home," and they will say, "Sure, sure." You don't take them back. You don't go back. Right? You
Any
don't go
any
back.
any any girl that do me that, I'm playing this for them.
Wicked, them wicked, them wicked. I don't know how them so wicked. Why them so wicked? But I know so they're wicked, them wicked, them wicked.
No,
Not
no,
me, not
you don't.
me,
You don't.
not
You
me,
don't do it because to
not
me it
me.
doesn't make sense. I, as I said, I understand that Spurs and Kane are like one thing now, right? But
Hmm.
at the same time, you have you will lose him this year for money or
Hmm.
next year for free. So take the money. Take the money.
Now
Buy
the
some.
question is, now the question I want to know is, picture yourself, you're Harry Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't want you to probably think typically like how Harry Kane would possibly think, but I want you to put yourself in his situation. You have three options: stay at Spurs,
Mm-hmm.
force a transfer to United, or
Mm-hmm.
wait to leave on a free.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
You leave now. You force it now because football, as we all know, is fickle. It's a fickle
True,
mistress.
true.
Harry Kane may stay at Spurs and he may only score 15 goals this season.
Hmm.
He may get an injury. You don't know. You don't. For all you know, Harry Kane may have a bummer season. Because let's just say Son don't perform, the team don't
Hmm.
perform, and Harry Kane himself don't perform, then his value goes down.
Will drop.
The teams that will probably in for you on a free would say, you know what? Nah. I remember there are how many younger, fitter, better strikers coming up behind Harry Kane?
Correct.
Plenty. You know what I mean?
I mean, we,
So,
we have we have Rasmus Højlund to look at. We have Gonzalo
right,
Ramos to look at. So
exactly,
so the pool is there. The pool
exactly.
is there.
You
Martin
know,
Phillip is saying here, he's saying that Levy has screwed Kane before and Kane has constantly stuck with Spurs. I think the problem is more with Kane. I hope Kane wises up soon. You would think so, but
mm,
Harry Kane strikes me like he has Stockholm syndrome.
yeah,
He's the
mhm,
victim in the situation, and yet he still stays.
yeah, the man,
Oh my goodness! What is this? Who is quicker, Robbie's turning in a circle or Harry Maguire?
I, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know.
I look. As much as I know, Harry Maguire has to be the butt of almost every joke. I think I'll give this one to Harry.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah,
have to
yeah,
give this one to Harry. If we had a game, something is this.
yeah, yeah,
Please.
yeah. Because I can't
I
see.
mean, come on, man.
Because,
Why we going to do that? Why are we doing that to Harry, man? I mean, come on.
oh yeah,
Robbie
yeah,
turned it like molasses. You really going to do that to Harry Maguire, man?
yeah,
Come
but
on,
because
come on,
I
bro.
mean,
Come
Harry
on,
ain't
bro.
Harry bad, but he ain't that bad.
He,
He ain't
thank
that
you,
bad. He ain't that
thank
bad.
you.
You know what I mean?
Let's not do this today.
No, no, no.
Hey, I ain't laughed too hard at ages, boy. My God, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, man, but
Oh
I would
man.
say just force the move and just go
Yeah.
because it's better you force a move,
Mm.
you come to Manchester, and even if you don't win the league, you are guaranteed to break the Premier League score record. You're guaranteed.
Correct. Because I mean, if we look at Bruno Fernandez's record for chances created this season, Bruno created 119 chances.
Yeah.
he had a striker like Harry Kane to get on to at least half of those chances.
Yeah.
We could have probably been in title contention.
All right. And that's just in one season, right?
That's in one season.
All right.
And that's just the league alone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So imagine what he did in Europe too.
Exactly.
That is a scary thought.
Exactly. And Harry Kane is a deadly striker.
Yeah.
I remember now. I think Harry now is a little bit more. He has more qualities now. He can create now. So I honestly believe
his game's more well rounded. Yeah.
Yeah. If he comes, he could score 30 goals and have at least 15 assists.
At least.
You know.
All right. So my guy is saying, please call me Kim. But the reason why we're still on this for a year now is because Harry Kane wants trophies. He's a great fit. He'll bound to be viewed as a traitor. Didn't stop it. It didn't stop Sol Campbell, did it?
Nope. You know why? Because Sol Campbell so delight. You understand? Ashley Cole so delight. You understand?
Oh man, hey.
No, I mean I'm sorry.
Let's face it. Arsenal fans also are just as bad as Spurs fans when it comes to not understanding when a player leaves. Because I mean, the amount they call Ashley Cole Cashley Cole. They call Robin van Persie strings. So I'm like,
but the man who have a statue, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you see them, right?
Mm-hmm.
A certain Henry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Left you all. He left
for Barcelona
to win trophies.
Won a Champions League. You know the one thing you guys haven't won, and you want to call yourself the biggest club in London?
I'm just saying. So you have to, at some point, as a player.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you see the great players. We as fans, okay, I get we are romantic. We love the the romance of it, the aura of it. But the reality is, you have to be selfish. The great players are selfish. People can say what they want, right? Messi was selfish, hence why he's great. Ronaldo was great because he was selfish. These men understand. I have to be the best. No matter what, I'm gonna be the best. If Harry Kane wants to be the best, Harry Kane can either decide he can be viewed like Alan Shearer, right? Oh yeah, yes, you score goals, but what you win, right?
Oh, look, they came up with another one. They called Sammy Nash. I can't.
But again, it's the same thing. The man left you to win. Right?
True, because I mean he ended up winning 2 league titles with Man City when he left.
Exactly. Yeah. So Harry Kane needs to leave Spurs to win. And again, even if he comes by us, will he win the league? No.
Possibly, I think. Possibly.
But he will win a trophy. Before his time is up at this club, he will win a trophy. He will.
Yeah, because I mean, look, the running joke with Christian Eriksen. The guy basically died on the field, came back to life and won a trophy before Spurs.
Exactly. You understand? So I'm telling you, it don't make sense. So you can, and again, you will be a bigger legend in this club than you will be at Spurs. You'll be a bigger legend. You understand?
I mean, this is all Levy tried to avoid the whole Berbatov situation all over again. But I mean, you're not exactly in a position to say anything because you're not in Champions League.
No.
You finished like what, 7th?
Right.
Brighton had a better season than you.
Exactly. West Ham won a trophy. West Ham right now are the biggest club in London. They are
this season, because they finished 2 points below Chelsea, but they won a trophy before them.
No, a European trophy.
A European trophy. They have a European trophy. Yeah, they have a European trophy. Unlike Arsenal.
So I'm saying. So I mean.
So no, I guess I can understand why West Ham are calling so much money because they've done something that Arsenal haven't.
Exactly. So they say, well, don't pay the money. You understand? So if I was Harry Kane, I would leave.
Bro, JP8 is on a roll today. He said Eriksen came back to life with Maguire's speed, but with Beckham set piece delivery. Damn. Maguire catching strays all day. Jesus.
No. Hey, I mean, Wrexham, you can't do it. Yeah, I saw that. It's sad, but it's true. The man can't run.
Wow.
The man can't run. Horse, he can't run. He can't run.
I'm not disputing this at all. I have not disputed it at all.
You saw our last match. Man was like, you know.
I swear.
I got frightened. I say, oh shit, by Eric.
I was hoping. I was like, dude. I swear, Ten Hag needed to take him off because in my mind I was like, I hope he's not having another heart attack on that field because the guy got ran circles around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he got ran circles around. If we're being honest, those kind of games are not Christian Eriksen's kind of games.
No.
Because he's more give him a game where he has the freedom to be technical and to be able to distribute, he will thrive. But put him in a game where he has to go toe to toe physically with somebody. This is a guy who got brought down by Martin Odegaard.
Yeah,
Martin Odegaard is not exactly the biggest fish in that pond. No, Christian, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You gotta hold our bench for the next season if you decide to stick around. But hey, sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
which I don't mind because remember, I mean, we didn't buy him to be on the bench. We didn't buy him to start. You know, yeah. Oh Lord,
oh my God, what is he saying? What is this now? I ran to the shops at back at Eric. So it was still. Why you weren't here sooner, bro? Why weren't you here sooner? Because you on a roll today. JP, I tell you what, message me when you get a chance. I want to have you on the next show that we can do because I like it. I like your energy, bro. I like your energy. Guys, we have been in here for an hour and 7 minutes.
That's right.
I mean, we are having too much fun. I mean, everybody here, the rest of the patrons just having some cracking a few jokes with us as well too. I ain't even mad about it, but it's a good chill Sunday vibe. But we're gonna have to shut it down here. This is the last call. Robert, we are just hoping again for some news about this takeover. Not much has been said, and people are slowly starting to think, what if this drags on until the end of the summer? What do you consider the best case scenario in this?
To me, the best case scenario would have been for this thing to be announced since February is when the announcement came out.
Correct.
Or was it before that?
I think it was around February the announcement came out, but this was in the works since about September.
Yeah. So because even if they say okay, fine, and things go through, it will take a while for everything to process.
True.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I still saying that I don't think we will do much things this year. I was really hoping so, but I can't really see much things happening. You know, so I don't know. My best hope is that they get done month end. Justin come and say, fellas, we're going hardcore. And just pipe
hostile.
Pipe for everybody. Yeah. We're going
hostile. Let's go in hostile.
Yeah. How much, you know, this is man. How much do you want? Hush your mouth. Take the money. There you go. Hostile movement.
Oh my goodness. JP is saying that this takeover is moving like the Millennium Bug. Jeez, what?
Oh yeah.
Nah, I'm sorry. We are having too much fun. But I mean, from the only thing that I know that we've heard recently is that apparently the 9-2 Foundation has officially been registered and documents have been sent to the Premier League for them. So that's a glimmer of hope in some regards. But from here on in, we just have to acknowledge what's taking place, and everything's on a knife edge at this point.
Yeah.
So United fans, just fasten your seatbelts. we're in for a tough one. We're in for a tough one. We're already like a few some light years behind in the transfer window right now, but it's still June. For the next few days, because I mean we're at the 25th. For the next for the next 5 days it's June, so that doesn't exactly bode too well. But we're hoping for the best in this regard. But let's just hope that some deals are done, that Sheikh Jassim gets this done, that Andy Glaciers are just removed from power before the season starts, because we need some clarity. We need some clarity, and we need a Glazer-free Manchester United. So, on wrapping up, I just want to say thanks to everybody who was in the comments: Jeffrey, Courtney, Dixie, Martin, Kim, JP8, and also Robert. Thank you for coming on as well too. And we appreciate everyone who has contributed, who has liked, who has shared. Continue to do so. We will be back again Wednesday, if not earlier. If any other news breaks before then, we will be keeping you updated to all things football, all things Manchester United related. And remember, as my good friend President Chad will always say, Red Devils, we don't die.
Nope.
We multiply. Take care, everybody.
Hey, if you appreciate what we're doing here at the United Hour, please like, please subscribe, and let's grow this community.